Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning. Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Marlene Cuellar.
And I'm Gavin Courtney.
And thanks for joining us this morning.
It's a nice morning. There was actually a bit of showers we were just talking about. And we're going to talk about the weather now. We've got our forecaster, Crystal Rosales, on the line. Good morning.
Morning.
Right. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
All right, let's get into our weather. What is our general situation?
Mainly fair conditions prevail.
Okay. And over the next 24 hours?
Sunny with a few cloudy spells today and clear to partly cloudy tonight with showers being isolated.
Okay, and our winds?
The winds will be from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots and the sea conditions will be choppy.
Okay, let's talk about temperatures. What are the highs we can expect for today?
Today will be 88 along the coast, 94 inland and 84 in the mountains.
And tonight?
Tonight will be 78 along the coast, 72 inland and 64 in the hills.
Okay, and what about our outlook as we head into the weekend?
Okay, well, for Friday and Friday night, mainly fair conditions will continue with only isolated showers developing. And then during the weekend, we are expecting a few more showers and possible isolated thunderstorms on Saturday.
Okay. Well, Crystal, thank you so much for that update.
You're welcome.
You have a great day.
Thank you, and guys as well.
Bye. All right.
Oh, there you have it. We might have a rainy weekend.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to keep things moving at this time, and that means it's time for our eye opener. And our eye opener, taken from dailyom.com, goes like this. Use the good china every day, as today is all that matters. We all know someone who keeps plastic covers on his or her couch in order to protect it. The irony is that many of these people may live their lives without ever having actually made contact with their own furniture. This is a poignant and somewhat humorous example of the human tendency to try to save things for special occasions, as if everyday life weren't special enough to warrant the use of nice things. Many of us have had the experience of never wearing a particular piece of clothing in order to keep it nice, only to have it go out of style in the meanwhile. If there are things you stashed away for a special occasion, a bottle of special wine, a gorgeous pair of shoes, an antique lace tablecloth, consider taking them out of their hiding places and putting them to use tonight, just because you are alive now to enjoy them. And that is a great cause for celebration.
I wholeheartedly believe in this eye opener.
Okay.
You know, I do.
I thought you were going to say you wholeheartedly agree with plastic over the furniture.
No. No, I'm always like, I can't. Part of it is because I think that, you know, it's almost like I'm like a child, that I can't resist using, nice things or things that I like. So we have this in my house all the time. We have this thing like, especially with like chocolate, because like my mom is the type who will always like, okay, she'll eat it piece by piece, take off by over the days, whereas me, I'm like, no, let's just eat the whole thing right now. Let's enjoy it because we're in the moment, and let's eat some chocolate. And it applies generally to almost everything else with me. They were giving the example in the eye opener about clothes and or wearing some clothes that you like, which I do all the time, or whatever it is that I enjoy. I indulge myself all the time. So, and it is partially because of what the eye opener is talking about, in that tomorrow's not guaranteed. You never know, and you don't want to, regret, saying, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had, or, especially when it comes to clothes and shoes, because as you know, and I know, because I've had the experience where I don't wear something and then, it doesn't fit later on.
I was going to say, it doesn't go out of style, it just no longer fits.
Exactly. So there we go. I endorse that message, 100%.
All right. No, I feel like we're touching a touchy topic here with the plastic over the furniture. A lot of us at home who we know, that's just rule number one. But the bigger picture just is, we put out so much thinking that there's going to be a better day ahead. And, let's give the example of the plates or the china.
Yeah.
And you saving it because someone else deserves the nice thing. The guest that comes deserves the nice thing more than you do. So when you put it into perspective like that, you should just be enjoying the things that you work hard for anyway.
Yeah.
Today especially, and it's funny because I've been thinking about that with, I've heard a lot of people start saying, well, you know what? Can't wear this anywhere now, so might as well I just wear it.
Right? Oh yeah, for COVID, yeah,
because they can't go anywhere for COVID, So it's like, so might as well I wear it now, because that's what it's teaching us, that we don't know when's the next big occasion that you can wear those shoes or that jewelry or that piece of clothing. So go for it.
No, absolutely, and I agree, and I've heard that, and I've done that too. And actually, as we were talking about the China, I was thinking, just because Christmas just passed, I know a lot of people for their Christmas cleaning and stuff, they'll take out everything, or they'll clean that set of dishes and stuff that they never use, but then they don't even use it for the whole year. So might as well make some of that effort work for you.
And it's a mental shift. It's minor things that we're talking about, but that's a mental shift that we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our eye-opener for today, but we got to get moving into our show. And we are continuing with our Meet the Mayoral candidates, and today we're going to be mixing things up. We're going to have two candidates from the two major political parties representing different municipalities. We're starting off down south. We're going to be hearing from the PUP mayoral candidate in Dangriga.
And then we are going to hear from the United Democratic Party's candidate for San Pedro. And then we're going to close off the show by shifting gears, and we are actually going to be talking about the Lunar Chinese New Year. So we will get to hear all about that in our third conversation.
That's right. Okay. So we're going to go into our break, but before we do, we got a birthday shout out. And today we're saying a happy birthday to...
We've actually got two today. So our first birthday shout out goes to Joyce Clother. So Joyce, we wish you a very, very happy birthday. And we also want to say happy birthday to Brindle Munning Sr. So to both Joyce and Brindle, from all of us here at Open Your Eyes on Channel 5, we wish you a very, very, very happy birthday and many more.
All right, so let's take that break, and when we come back, we're going to be meeting some of the mayoral candidates. Please stay tuned.
If we are only as strong as our families, businesses, institutions, and the communities that surround us, then by giving businesses the power to grow, entrepreneurs the ability to expand, and by giving our families the right to own something, the Belize Bank gives you the power to build a nation, our nation. Stronger together. The Belize Bank. Our country. Your bank.
Es un hecho que puedes obtener servicios ilimitados con Smart. ¿Cansado de que se corte la línea cuando más necesitas estar conectado? Es un hecho que cuando te suscribes al plan de Smart Plus, obtienes llamadas, textos y datos ilimitados. Y también es un hecho que te puedes suscribir con un grupo de 5 miembros al plan Smart Share y hasta 40 miembros al plan Smart Enterprise para llamadas, textos y datos ilimitados. Smart tiene los verdaderos planes ilimitados. Es un hecho. Sé Smart y vive de forma Smart.
Abigail. Abigail.
Yes, Gran?
Abigail, I can't breathe well.
Granny, we need to go to the hospital to get you checked out.
No. I'm fine.
Yes, Gran, we need to go now to get you treated. Now, before it's too late.
No, 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 no.
Grandma, we need to go for all of us.
No, no, no.
Stop. If you are having flu-like symptoms, please call us immediately for medical guidance. If you have chronic conditions such as diabetes and you're experiencing symptoms such as shortness of breath or chest pain, please also seek medical attention immediately. We've lost a lot of people this year. We don't want to lose you too. Please seek help if necessary. Call us at 0800-664-2273. Continue to wear your mask at all times. Keep physical distance when in public and stay at home unless absolutely necessary. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
We're back.
And if you're joining us right now, we are just getting our first conversation started for this morning. Of course, we're bringing you our Meet the Mayoral Candidate segment, and we are kicking things off with the PUP's candidate for Dangriga. So joining us via Zoom, we have with us Robert Mariano. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning, Belize. And good morning, Dangriga.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's start by getting a little bit of an introduction for some of our viewers who may not know you. Why don't we talk a little bit about who you are, where you grew up, and a little bit about your work and your everyday life.
Yes, thank you. My name is Robert Mariano, and I'm a retired police officer. I retired just about 9 months ago from the Belize Police Department. And the last 6 years of my service in the Belize Police Department, I was the Deputy Commissioner of Police, and I was in charge of management service for the last 6 years. However, I joined the Belize Police Department in 1982. At that time, I was 16 years old, and I grew up to that rank. During that time, I had the experience of working in the criminal investigation branch. I was a prosecutor in court number 1. I was a prosecutor in Corozal and also Dangriga. I was in charge of several villages in the south, in the Toledo district. I also work as regional commander in the Toledo and Stanford district. I was OC in Punta Gorda Town, or the Toledo district. I was OC in the Stanford district, and also OC in Orange Walk, and I was OC Eastern Police Division as well. During that time, I was also the two-time president for the National Garifuna Council of Belize, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Wanichigo Garifuna Sewing Group here in Dangriga. I am also the founder of the sewing group in Belize City, and I also have a group in Punta Gorda Town.
Quite a community man.
Yes, I'm also the founder of the Habafu Gainawa Talk Show. It's a talk show that we have every Sunday at 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. And that show we're doing that for the past 3.5 years.
Okay. So,
yes, I'm involved in community service.
Yeah, it seems that you've been reaching out to people in many different ways. So let me ask you, what made you decide to enter the race? And I know you're fresh off a convention, so you had to fight for this spot today.
Yes. Well, after I retired, and even before I retired, I had a lot of family and friends who told me, you are always do community service and we want to encourage you to run. But whilst I was a police officer, I didn't even think that I would have got involved in politics. However, after I retired, I had several family members and friends who came and continued to speak with me on it. And I refused at first. And not long after, I decided to run. And so since March of last year, I started in the ground along with some family members and friends. And I started to do my campaign. It lasted up to last week when we had the convention. Well, I was expecting an open convention, but due to the COVID, we were told that we will not be doing an open convention. And so we'll be doing a delegate convention. And so my strategy kind of changed a bit because I was reaching out to the entire Damriga in the event there was an open convention. But when I was told it is a delegate convention, some of the people, or more than half of the people who are on the delegate list, I had was to reach out to. I didn't meet them during that period. And so I had us to hit the ground for the past week, 2 weeks, and start lobbying with those people who I know would have voted in the convention. And as a result, you know, I won the convention. I got 60 votes, whilst my opponent received 45. And so I want to thank all the delegates who came out and supported me in that convention.
That's a very long campaign period that you've been on. So you've kind of been documenting concerns from residents in Damriga since almost at the start of the pandemic to where we are now nearing the 1-year mark. Tell us some of the things that you have been hearing that were persistent from then and the new things that came about since we've been dealing with COVID.
Well, there's a lot of complaints because there's no opportunities for the young people in Damriga. There's no kind of communication at all with this present town council, with Damrigans altogether. As a matter of fact, if you walk around Damriga right now, you will see that our streets are in very, very bad condition. The main street itself have a lot of potholes, and the present town council are only doing banning rather than to attack the issue and paving the street altogether. Sometimes late last year we had a big flood, and even when there's no heavy rains, we are seeing flood all around Damriga because there's no proper drainage at all. And the people are complaining. As a matter of fact, right now, we are almost in the dry, and if you come around, you will see that there's still a lot of houses that are over water, right? And so people are complaining that too much water, there's no drainage. Even the garbage, if you walk around Damriga, you'll see a lot of garbage on the roadside. The present town council is not doing enough to deal with the garbage situation. We have several things that people are talking about or complaining about. We are not having adequate, affordable health care at the hospital. As a matter of fact, sometimes ago, you know that there was several demonstrations that was held against our Southern Regional Hospital. So people are expecting better service from the Southern Regional Hospital. Of course, we have some very good workers at the hospital, but they can only work with what they have, you know. And so if you look at our Southern Regional Hospital at this time, it is not compared to the other regional hospitals, because right here in Damriga, if somebody have a minor surgery, they would have to take them to either Belmopan or Belize City. If we have a regional hospital, we need to upgrade our regional hospital to the capacity and to compare with the other regional hospitals.
And so if you're elected, what would be your first area of priority that you'd want to deal with?
Well, the health of my people is number one, right? And so the priority would have to be to go into the Southern Regional Hospital and also to have a meeting with the person who is in charge of the hospital. And then it would be my duty then to lobby with the Minister of Health to ensure that we get the service that we so need, right? Dangria people need that service. And so that would be my number one. The second thing would be to deal with a blood bank. Why a blood bank? There's a lot of people who are sick in Dangriga. And I could tell you almost every week people are calling me and asking me to assist them with blood. So then I would start off with a blood bank because I need to start off with the things that are achievable. I will not be promising people things that are not achievable because I'm not sure what condition I will be taking over the town council in. So the blood bank would be for people of Dangriga that if they get sick or family member is sick and they need blood, we would ensure that they have access to the blood. We need to work on our streets because number one, it is important for my team to ensure that we make Dangriga a tourist destination as well. So for us to have tourists coming to Dangriga, we would have to upgrade the streets within Dangriga town, right? We only have about 3 or 4 streets that are paved in the entire Dangriga. We have to look at how we can get finance to pave these streets in Dangriga. As a matter of fact, there are 2 streets in Dangriga that are very, very busy. And if you walk that area, people will complain to you about the amount of dust that they are going to go day and night, right? So we need to pave these streets, we need to build these drains, right? As a matter of fact, it is my intention to go into the different areas and spend 1 week in the entire area. Every week we go into a different area and then we will ensure that we work in that area until we get it under control. And thereafter we continue because Dangriga needs to look like a town rather than to look like a village.
And when you hear from, you said there are a lot of young people who don't have work, and that's a long-standing issue that you face in the southern municipality. Tell me a bit about what are some of your ideas, your manifesto promises that you are making or commitments that you're making to try to address that particular issue.
Well, I intend to partner with government and the private sector. I believe that by working with government and private sector, we'll be able to make those achievements because the town council deal with a lot of taxes. And most of the time, these private sector would come to the town council to pay tax and so on. And so what I intend to do is partner with them by reducing tax under the agreement that they would give us 50% of their employees, right? So we need to partner with them and also government so that whenever there are vacancies, we could sell it to the people of Dangriga so that Dangriga people know and we can get our fair share or whatever for employment in Dangriga. Also, as you know, I have a sewing school in, like I mentioned earlier, in Dangriga, PG, and Belize City. It is my intention to open a sewing factory in Dangriga within the first 6 months. And this is achievable because we already have a portion of the equipment. We have 10 sewing machines at this time. And we will only need about 15 or 20 more sewing machines. What I'm doing already is to start to look for government buildings that are not being used, that don't need a lot of work so that we can lobby with the department and see if we can get that building to do the sewing factory. The other alternative would be to buy a mini-night house, a 3-bedroom mini-night house to do the sewing factory. I already started lobbying with different departments already, and I could tell you that the police department had confirmed that they will give us a certain percentage of the police, sewing for the police department. We want to open a call center in Dangriga, and then I want to run the town council like a business. And the way how that will be done, number one, I need to expand on the traffic officers who are also special constables. because we need to go after these people who are not paying their taxes. Especially these wealthy people, we need to go after them. And so we don't need to belabor the police department. That's why we will enlarge the traffic section, who will be special constable, who I'll be utilizing to go out after these people who are not paying their taxes. We will, the special constables, stroke traffic officers, the type of work that they are doing will be changed, because right now they are mostly working in an administrative style, so they're mostly in office. Yeah. But when I take over, they will mostly be on the street, because it's important to ticket these traffic offenders so that we can utilize this money to get work done. Yeah. And so it's important for me to restructure the traffic section of the town council, because they are who I'll be using to ensure that the taxes and money and enforcement is carried out. Because, for example, now in Dangriga, another thing, if you go to Bengoche area and other part of Dangriga in our parks, you can see horses in our parks. These parks are made for young people, these children and youths to socialize. Yeah. And most of the time, because of horses and so on, horse tool and other things, people cannot utilize the park the way they want. So if we have enforcement, who will be responsible to ensure that they enforce the law that come under the town council, I believe that there'll be a lot that we'll be able to achieve.
So I'm hearing that a part of your strategy is to ensure that you can enforce and collect on what has been outstanding over time. But what are some of the new ideas that you are hoping, or your strategies that you plan to implement to increase finances or to keep the flow of finances going for the council?
The finances. Mm-hmm. Hello? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Repeat the question, because the vehicle pass just done. Was making minutes.
No, I was saying, you told us about being able to enforce and collect upon taxes and traffic violations. But what other strategies are you planning to implement to keep the council financially viable?
Well, number one, we have to ensure that the taxes are coming in, right? Because the money will be coming in through the tax. Despite we have the traffic section that will deal with collection of revenue and other thing, liquor license. Like I mentioned, we will run it like a business. I believe that by opening a sewing factory, we will be able to collect revenue through the sewing factory. We'll be able to collect extra revenue as well through the call center. The main thing, though, is to turn Dangriga into a tourist destination. And it is intended to open a tourist village on the north part of Dangriga. And I also believe that a lot of money will be coming in through that tourist village. We have a whole beach in Dangriga that is not being utilized at this time. You could walk Dangriga from north to south on the beach, and you'll notice that it is only an open beach. I will need to utilize the beach and ensure that the local people of Dangriga are allowed to open business on the beach, and we will also be collecting taxes from those people who will be doing business on the beach. And also, Dangriga people will be employed by these people who will be doing the business on the beach side. So there's a lot of ways I'm looking at how the money will be coming in. And I will also be partnering with the area representative, Dr. Louis Zabani, and he has committed himself to me that we will be working together. And so I'll be getting some extra cash by working through Dr. Louis Zabani and the government of Belize.
Yeah. And, you know, you seem to have a lot of innovative ideas, but, you know, having just gone through a convention, how do you now feel about your chances on the big day for you on your slate? And what do you think, or what do you plan to do between now and the election date that you think will make you victorious on the 3rd of March?
Well, I Like I mentioned, I have been on the ground from March last year, and I continue to be on the grind. Even now, at the end of the show, I will start it in the road, right? Reaching out to the people, because I know I could only win by reaching out to the people and listening to the people, right? By reaching out to people, hearing people concerned, taking note of it, and so on, people will support, give me the support that I need. Because you're hearing people are saying, we are not seeing anybody from the present town council. We have not heard anything from them. They have been neglecting Dangriga. And so it's important for me to take note of what people are saying, listen to them, and assure them that I will be addressing their concerns.
Yeah. So let's talk about the rest of your team that you're working with.
Yes. Okay, I could tell you that I have some very distinguished gentlemen along with me, and one lady.
I was about to ask if it's an all-male team.
Yes. From the 6 councillor candidates, I could tell you that 2 of them have run before and have won elections before. One of them is, okay, let me start from the top to the bottom. I have Aston Pitio, and Aston Pitio is the manager of Boyne & Boyne. He's a businessman. He has been involved with the youths. He have coordinated several sporting activities in Dangriga for the past 8 years or so. And he's well known amongst the youths and among the people in Dangriga. Then we have Miss Martha Robinson, the only female on the team. She's a teacher, and she was also the president of the National Garifuna Council Dangriga branch some years ago, and she was also the chairlady of the Wanichugu sewing group here in Dangriga. Okay. So she have always been involved in community service as well. And then we have John Flores. Mr. John Flores is a businessman. He works along with James Busline. Mr. Flores also involved in tutoring youths here in Dangriga, along with Mr. Francis Flores. Then we have Mr. Jarvis Valentine, a teacher, and he works along with Mr. Aston Pitio in coordinating youth sporting activities in Dangriga. Yeah. Then I have Mr. Howard Flores. He's an entrepreneur, and he too used to be a deputy mayor for Dangriga before. He's a barber and has his own barber shop. Have I mentioned Mr. Thiol as yet? Liberato Thiol? Liberato Thiol is also a businessman. He owns his own lumberyard here in Dangriga and have been a successful businessman for the past 10 years or so here in Dangriga.
Since your convention, have you sat with the rest of the councillor candidates? Because when you come out of a convention, you're selected to run together.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, what is that like? You feel like you have a shared vision as to what you want for Dangriga?
Yes, we have a shared vision. As a matter of fact, all the things that we intend to achieve, we have discussed it together. Yeah. And we have agreed. I am not those kind of person that just, or that kind of leader that just bring things and just force it down the throat of my colleagues. My thing is teamwork. So I discuss anything that needs to be done with my team and let them feel like they're shareholders in it. And so they feel very good about my leadership, and I feel very good to partner with them as well. And I believe that they are very much happy and satisfied with my leadership. As a matter of fact, for the convention, all of them are out there with their vehicles and so on, and they were out picking up delegates to vote and dropping off delegates. They came and assist with tents and other things. So it is obvious they're motivated and satisfied with my leadership for the team.
And you know, what's the pulse of people in Dangriga right now? Since you are out in your campaigns, it's very different now. People are using different strategies to be able to reach the voters. What are you doing?
Well, we are still canvassing. We are going house to house, of course, following the protocol and rules of COVID. Mm-hmm. We are using WhatsApp, Facebook. Yeah. We are using technology all together to reach out to the people of Dangriga. Yeah. It's important for me to find ways to reach out to the people of Dangriga because we need their support. Yeah. We need their vote.
All right, Robert, we're running out of time. I think we're down to our last few minutes now. So this is the opportunity that we give to the candidates to talk directly to the people of Dangriga that are watching right now. What would you want to say to them as to why you feel you would be the best choice for them?
Well, I believe that I'm the best of the four candidates at this time. I have very good leadership skills. To run the town council, the mayor must have some kind of administrative experience. And I have had 6 years of administrative experience in the Belize Police Department. So I come with that wealth of experience to ensure that their work or your work is done. Dangriga, I want you to know that I have you at heart. I won't let you down as your mayoral candidate, and so I continue to plead to you all to vote for me and my other councillor candidates. Thank you.
All right. Well, Robert, thank you very much for coming and sharing a bit about yourself and your vision for Dangriga this morning.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come on your show.
All right. And
God bless you.
And there you have it. That was Robert Mariano, the PUP candidate for Mayor of Dangriga. And we are now going to be taking a very short break, and when we come back, we are going to be speaking with the UDP candidate for San Pedro. So please stay tuned. We will be right back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
It's a fact that you can access unlimited services with Smart. Tired of being measured or cut off when you need to be connected? It's a fact that when you sign up for Smart's Plus plan, you get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data. And it's a fact that you can sign up with your group of up to 5 members for Smart's Share plans and up to 40 members for Smart's Enterprise plans for unlimited talk, text, and data. Smart has the true unlimited plans. That's a fact. Be smart and live smart.
Research on the impact of COVID-19 infection on pregnant women is limited. Right now, pregnant women are at higher risk of severe illness than the general population. Pregnancy can affect the way a woman's body handles respiratory infections. If you are pregnant, protect yourself against COVID-19. Wash hands frequently using soap and water for at least 40 seconds. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer if soap and water are not available. Cover cough or sneeze with tissue and throw used tissue in a bin. Clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces such as doorknobs, counters, phones, and tablets. Practice physical distancing. Work from home if possible. Avoid contact with anyone who has fever, cough, and cold or flu-like symptoms. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth without first washing your hands with soap and water. If you have fever, cough, and feel extra tired, call 0800-MOH-CARE. Help keep Belize safe.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
And we're back. And if you're joining us right now, we're just getting our second conversation started for this morning. And we are now traveling to La Isla Bonita, and we are speaking to the UDP's mayoral candidate for San Pedro Town. So joining us right now, we have Ruben Gonzalez. Good morning.
Good morning, Gavin. Good morning, Marlene. Good morning, Belize. Very nice to be here. Thank you for the space.
Well, thank you for joining us. Well, we like to start off our conversations by, on a little bit of a personal note. So for some of our viewers who may not know you, why don't you talk a little bit about who you are, where you grew up, what you do for work, and let the people know who Ruben Gonzalez is.
Okay, well, I am Ruben Gonzalez, born and raised in San Pedro. I studied at St. John's College and Junior College, obtained my associate degree in business science, and from there I moved back to San Pedro to work, which was, at that time, there were not many jobs, but at the moment I am working as an accountant at a hardware store, Harmony Center, for over 18 years now.
Okay. Yeah. So you're bringing that business experience to the council.
Correct.
Yes.
I have a lot of business experience.
So explain to me, what made you put yourself forward as the mayoral candidate?
Well, I have been a councillor for 2 terms, and I've seen where people have shown, especially in this past election, that they need somebody that is a people's person, somebody they can trust, and I believe I have those qualities. I am a justice of the peace, I am for the people, and I have helped many countless people.
So you're well known in the town, and you've worked along with the previous mayor, Mayor Guerrero. You would definitely be able to see just the big shift, and a shift is a really light word to use to explain what's happening in San Pedro. Putting yourself in the race at this time, and you're out there hearing from residents, what are they telling you?
Residents have some concerns, of course. We have the street problem, which is because of the many rain that we have, and we have very low-lying areas. We have fixed a lot of the streets, but there is something that needs to be done with regards to drainage. So that's something that we are telling the people we will work on drainage. Also, we have been telling them that the streets, and a plan for us is to put a maintenance crew so that we can upkeep streets daily and not let the job get big. With regards to the other concerns, it's mostly with the garbage. Well, you know, San Pedro is a big community now, been growing very fast. So we need to keep up with equipment. We need to maybe purchase more equipment to have a backup. Because of the streets, we get a lot of trucks that get damaged. So sometimes we have to stay without picking garbage for maybe a day or two until we can fix those problems with the trucks. But apart from that, I believe people are contented with the council.
Okay. And, you know, well, with that said, what are some of the strategies that you've been using to reach people and to, you know, hear their concerns?
Well, the first strategy that we're using is we are definitely working on house-to-house campaign, but because of the time, we have divided ourselves in 3 groups. So we have 3 different areas. Of course, we have to follow all the protocols of the COVID-19. So we are doing this house-to-house campaign because people need to listen to the candidates, to know the candidates. And we also are there to hear their concerns. So if we get elected, we know how to go ahead with their concerns and fix them. Also, we have the Reef Radio morning show where we've been, all candidates have been there, and we're kind of repeating, going over, telling the people what our plans are. For those who we do not reach, we know the time is short. We're trying to reach everybody. We also have a live program every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here at our office. We have different candidates going up every Tuesdays and Thursdays so that the people will get to know us better. Yeah. Apart from that, we have the social media, which is very effective for us.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when you, and as I'm watching the pictures, I think of the immense amount of work that the town council has to do in San Pedro. When you look at the Sargassum situation alone, which we have so quickly forgotten, but we know that the businesses are really struggling. Tourism tourists are trickling back into the country, but we are nowhere near 2019 numbers. So that has a direct impact on the revenue that you're bringing in. What are your plans to be able to sustain the work of the council, especially since the expectations from before would have been based on what the council was able to previously make?
Yes, this council or the past council really had some problems, especially with the sargassum, and it also affected the tourism industry a lot, many cancellations because of that. And luckily, our good Lord has provided that the sargassum has really been down a lot, and I should say a lot, because it's not as bad as before. Yeah. Our strategy right now is to, if we get elected, to first analyze the situation of the council. We have to sit down with our employees, work out solutions to minimize costs, work out plans, and just at the moment, I cannot really say how we will find the situation, but that is something we need to find out first. So we'll analyze the situation, get an audit, and from there move on to include the community, because we need the community to move forward.
Yeah, yeah. And you've been talking as well to some of the businesses on the island. How are they faring off?
Yes, especially we have talked to several businesses, to the tour operators, to the tour guide association. They are really pushing us, and we have told them our plan includes them to make decisions. We are trying to come up with a plan for San Pedro that will be for branding San Pedro, to work harder on getting more people to come in our region. So this will be, of course, done with the inclusion of the community.
And if you are elected, what are the biggest areas of priority that you and your council would want to address right after you would take office?
Well, definitely the first priority would be the unemployment, which is basically our tourism industry, which is very low. So we would definitely work first on that marketing strategies for bringing up tourism. Then after that, we have the problems of the street, which we will tackle immediately with a road maintenance crew. We have the situation of the garbage, but I'm sure we can work on getting more equipment. We have the situation of our workers who are not working at the moment full-time, so we need to sit with them, work out a plan, because they really are struggling, as all of us are. So it's all based on inclusion. We need to have inclusion of workers, inclusion of the community, so that we can work out what is best for our island and move forward from there.
Yeah. So tell us about your team.
Okay, well, I have a very dynamic team. Yeah. I am so proud to talk about them. We have in the team a very young lady, which is Miss Marceli McCurkle. She just completed her bachelor's degree in political science, and she is so moved to work for the ambience, for the environment. She is passionate about the environment and about cleaning up San Pedro and building up better parks. Then we have Miss Lorraine Reed. She is so special for us because she has worked 20 years in the tourism industry, and she has attended a lot of seminars outside. She has big knowledge of tourism. I'm sure she will be ahead for our branding of our island. Our other candidate, which is another woman, is Miss Jazeli Asueta. She works on the real estate industry, and her plans for the community is to open like vocation programs to help our people. This will also help them to get experience, knowledge, and to maybe get a little extra jobs at this moment that the tourism is very low. Our other candidate is Mr. Bob Gabriel. Mr. Bob, everybody knows him in San Pedro. He is sports coordinator for the island, and he loves working with young people from the very low age up to the veterans. He is a dedicated sports person. I think everybody knows him. He's a triathlon champion and has represented Belize internationally, has also worked with youths and taken a youth to international representation of Belize also. Okay. The other candidate, Mr. Richard Cordova, he is into small business. He's an entrepreneur. So his passion is to assist small businesses of this community to grow and expand. So Mr. Richie will definitely be an asset for our small business owners here in San Pedro, because we have a lot of them right now that are opening new businesses, and he will assist them to grow. Our last candidate is Mr. Raul Coco Gonzalez. He is a contractor by trade, and he is very much in infrastructure. So he will work together with our professionals of the island to make good plans for our streets and for our infrastructure.
All right. And all of you have been out in your campaigns. How are you feeling about your prospects for March 3rd?
The group is out in the campaign and we feel very, very positive. People out there are really wanting to see new faces, and those new 6 candidates are so dynamic. We have been told about our shows. We have been told about being out there, how we express ourselves to the people. We get knowledge from them. We have a lot of ideas that the community is giving us, which is boosting up our plans for the future. I'm sure that with this team, we will definitely have a much better community for San Pedro.
You know, when we think of what's happening in San Pedro, I could imagine that you have a lot of people who are concerned about employment, business concerned about being able to survive. And not all of these things, of course, fall directly on the plate of the municipal government, but they're real issues for people. How do you approach that when you know, they come to you and they say, well, we need jobs, Mr. Ruben, which I'm sure many people do. How do you balance that, especially knowing that at this time, the central government is of the opposing party?
Okay, well, our party has been in power from when Elsa Paz was mayor, and she worked 2 terms under the PUP government. So this is nothing new for us. We have been there. We have done much more accomplishment. Miss Elsa was the first one that started the accomplishments in San Pedro that really boosted up the town. So with regards to the unemployment, as I told you before, our first step is to work on bringing up the tourism industry. Also, we plan if we have the vocational program that will assist people in getting extra jobs or doing house jobs for themselves that they would have to pay for. We also have the other counselors that are working on the small business improvements or starting a new business. We are planning to do a program, maybe to do funds for small business, new business owners, to assist them with maybe a small loan. This is something we have to really work on, and that would help them to start a small business. Also, we plan to talk to the people, especially the hoteliers, the businesses, the associations. We want to include them in our big plans of the island. Definitely, we do not want to impose anything on them. We want to be inclusive, work with them. We want to be transparent. We want to be accountable. So these plans have to go to public consultations. We plan to have public meetings regularly so the people will know how to come up with ideas, especially as a group. I'm sure we can come up with very bright ideas. We plan also to have a website where the business of the town council will be reported there and will be revised every month or every 3 months so that people will know what is the situation of the council. This is something that has never been done here and something that we are planning.
All right.
And do you have any particular strategies or ideas about, one, ensuring that the council is going to be financially stable or viable, and do you have plans for how to maybe even increase the revenue that the town council would collect?
Yes, definitely we have a plan. I'm sure that there's plenty of revenue to be collected out there. We have a lot of tourists that own land here, and maybe there's not enough plan put together to really come up with revenue collection for the island. So we plan to do strategies, and this will also help, I believe, to create jobs, because there are many abandoned lots here in San Pedro that have grown up with weed and everything. So we plan to check on the SI for property tax, and if there is an SI that says we can include cleaning of your lot and put it out on your tax, we will do that so we can create jobs for our people. And with regards to the other collection of taxes, we have to also plan and do strategies. I'm sure that even with this pandemic, if we do a payment plan for people, they will be more than happy to come and pay their taxes, especially if they know the situation of the town, especially if they know the financial situation. That will be up to them to check, and I'm sure we will have their cooperation.
All right, so we're moving into the last few minutes of this segment. So this is the opportunity that we give our candidates to be able to talk directly to residents of the island about why you feel you were best fit for the job. So go ahead.
Yes, people of San Pedro, thank you for listening out there. Thank you for receiving us at your homes. Thank you for giving us so many ideas, so many concerns. With that, we learn more and we get better prepared to serve you better. On March 3rd, you have seen both lists of candidates that are running. We are the group that is most experienced, that is most active in your community. You have seen us. We are prepared to work for you. We are prepared to do that extra work. We are a group of persons that is not afraid to work. So on March 3rd, we ask you to come out, check especially and know your candidates. Check on Facebook. It's very good that you be there and know about your candidates, so that on March 3rd you go there and you can choose, really choose which one will better serve San Pedro. I am sure that my team is the best team that we have, and I am asking for your support come March 3rd to vote UDP 7 down the line.
Well, we thank you for joining us this morning and for giving us some insight into how things have been going in San Pedro. So do stay safe while you're out on that campaign trail.
You also please stay safe, and thank you very much for having me here, Marlene and Gavin. And please do the correct decision on March 3rd.
All right. So that was Ruben Gonzalez, who is the UDP's mayoral candidate for San Pedro town. And if, sorry, I was about to say, if you're joining us right now, but I was saying, we are going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking all about the Chinese New Year. So please stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Keeping safe from COVID-19 at your workplace requires 100% teamwork. You can keep earning while keeping yourself and others safe by doing some basic things. Wear a face mask at all times in the workplace unless you are alone in your own private space or office. Wash your hands frequently or utilize alcohol-based hand sanitizers and avoid touching your face. Disinfect surfaces like doorknobs, tables, desks, and handrails regularly. Increase ventilation by opening windows or adjusting air conditioning. Limit visitors and deliveries to the workplace and use appointments where possible. Attend meetings virtually as much as possible, and when not possible, hold meetings in open, well-ventilated spaces or rooms that allow for everyone to be 6 feet apart. Stay at home if you or a family member at home are feeling sick, or if you have been in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Keeping the workplace safe also requires that employees act responsibly when away from work. Practice social distancing and good hand washing hygiene. avoid large gatherings, and avoid unnecessary exposure to others. Protecting others means protecting yourself. Together, we can defeat COVID.
In partnership with the British High Commission.
Love is a connection that should last forever. This February, NextGen is sharing the love with amazing promo deals for everyone. Reconnect or install with NextGen for free. Sign up for our affordable cable and high-speed internet plans and get 1 month free on your acquired service. But that's not all. New and reconnecting customers can now receive 1 month free MyTV subscription when you sign up with us anytime in February. Some restrictions apply. For more information on our promotions and services, contact us at 0800-222-5388 or via our social media platforms. NextGen, powered by Central TV and Internet. If we are only as strong as our families, businesses, institutions, and the communities that surround us, then by giving businesses the power to grow, entrepreneurs the ability to expand, and by giving our families the right to own something, the Belize Bank gives you the power to build a nation, our nation. We are stronger together. The Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Why, Tony?
Boy, kid, what you going on, man?
I actually come see you because I need to buy a stack of them plastic plates and cups for my grocery shop because I run low.
Boy, I stopped importing that thing since April 15th, you know. And I just ran out to the last batch, must have been like 3 weeks back, you know.
Man, do I usually have anything? What is going on?
Check this, right? Under the new law, we ban all single-use plastics, so that the cups, plates, forks, spoons, and knives, all of that. Since April 15th, can't import none of them. Starting January 15, 2021, you can't manufacture them. April 15, 2021, you can't sell them. And after July 14, 2021, if you get catch with any other thing, you will get fined.
Me never know this. I guess I have to make some changes then. I have to make the customers know that anything not available. Anyways, bro. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care.
Es un hecho que puedes obtener servicios ilimitados con Smart. ¿Cansado de que se corte la línea cuando más necesitas estar conectado? Es un hecho que cuando te suscribes al plan de Smart Plus, obtienes llamadas, textos y datos ilimitados. Y también es un hecho que te puedes suscribir con un grupo de 5 miembros al plan Smart Share y hasta 40 miembros al plan Smart Enterprise para llamadas, textos y datos ilimitados. Smart tiene los verdaderos planes ilimitados. Es un hecho. Sé Smart y vive de forma Smart.
In these challenging times, the one thing that is certain is that the Belize Bank Limited is here for you. There is nothing more important than your health and safety, and we continue to make every effort to make banking safer for you. Our staff is working around the clock to make sure you can do your banking conveniently 24/7 using our mobile banking app and online banking and keeping ATMs up and running. We value your relationship with us and are here to provide the support you need. First responders are also out there 24/7. Thank you, healthcare workers, security forces, firefighters, caregivers. You are all appreciated. Stay safe. We will get through this together. The Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Yo, Belize, this is Tig the artist, been the hardest.
And I am Young Protege, aka the Traffic Man, and we are here to talk to you about drinking and driving.
You see me? I could party when I ready, especially with my fans them, but I don't drink and drive. Somebody always sober in my squad to drive.
That's good to hear, birds, because there's no secret that too much Belizeans always they get in a crash because of drinking and driving.
You know, almost 30% of Belizeans reported driving after drinking more than 2 glasses of alcohol, which is considered the legal limit of intoxication.
And what's more, almost 40% reported often riding with a driver who was intoxicated, and over 25% reported driving a motorcycle intoxicated.
This is a serious issue because Belizeans consume an average of 30 liters of alcohol per year, which puts us as the highest consumers of alcohol in Latin America and the Caribbean.
Belize, we need to do better than this, man.
Belizeans, let's keep our roads safe for everyone. Never drink and drive because you can't replay in a real life. Stig says so. Wow. Respect. My team.
Reduce your risk of viral illness like the flu or the coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water or with an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing or sneezing with a tissue. Throw away, then wash hands immediately. Avoid close contact with anyone who has the cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please visit your doctor or nearest health center and share your travel history. A health and wellness message from your Ministry of Health.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hands. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Back, and we're moving into our final conversation for today. This is one I have to say that it really makes me sad that we're on a virtual platform. We have quite a few of those as well, but we're talking about the Chinese New Year, and we have 2 guests returning to tell us all about the Year of the Ox. We have with us Hua Yu Chen, who is a Mandarin lecturer, and we have Edward Yang, who's also a Mandarin lecturer at the University of Belize. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's lovely to see you all from the virtual world.
Yes, good to see you in a different way.
Yeah, Hua Yu, I'm going to miss your dumplings this year.
This year we'll have some glutinous rice balls instead.
Okay.
That sounds great.
So let's just start off by finding out more. We know we get this education course each year, And we know that we're entering into the year of the ox. Let's do that recap as to why the Chinese New Year is celebrated like this.
Yes, first let's say 新年快乐. That's Happy New Year in Mandarin. 新年快乐.
新年快乐.
Yes, 新年快乐. That's good. When you see me here appears in the OYE, you know it's the coming of the Chinese Lunar New Year.
Yes. Yes. So it's going to be February 12th?
Yes, this year it falls on the February 12th. So if a baby is born between February 12th this year to next year, January 31st, he or she will be born in the year of the ox. Yeah, so every year, you know that because the Chinese New Year falls on different days every year. So this year, today is the New Year's Eve, and tomorrow will mark the first day of the year of the ox. So you probably still remember the story we talked about, how the Jade Emperor chose the 12 animals to represent the birth year of people, for people who to remember what year they were born more easier. So the ox, because ox is very hardworking and got up very early. So the ox could be the first to arrive, but was tricked by the rat. So the ox got the second one, but it's still good. We can make the second.
Yeah.
So based on the ox characteristics, the people who born in the year of ox also have the personality of how the ox bring us. Like it's very hardworking and honest and humble, reliable, etc. And so very responsible, and people can trustworthy them. And also in Chinese culture, because Chinese is in ancient China is a agricultural based society. So ox help the development and the establishment of the agricultural society. Ox is very valued animal in the Chinese culture. So based on that, we can see the people who born in the year of ox, they can do some jobs that need a lot of the professional skills, and also need to be very. They can do the pressure. So like the lawyers, the doctors, teachers. These are the good jobs for the ox to do. So we can take a look at the file that you will know people who were born in this years. They will be the year of ox. So that's from the 1913, 1925, 37, 49, 61, 73, 85, and 97, 2009, and also this year. So we can also see some famous oxen. Walt Disney was born in 1901, and Margaret Thatcher, 1925. Diana Spencer, Barack Obama, they were born in 1961, and Bruno Mars, who was born in 1985. So you will see these people, they are, they kind of have the strength of the oxen. But also, when you have the strength, you also have the weaknesses. So for the oxen, less talkative. I think that's not applied to Barack Obama. Less talkative and sometimes conservative, and a little bit stubborn, and sometimes overcautious. So if you were born in this year, or maybe your friends or family members who were born in this year, probably you can see if they apply to these characteristics. Yes. So after the year of ox, let's take a look how the Chinese people, Taiwanese people, and also the Korean people, Japanese people, Vietnamese, Singaporean, they also celebrate the Chinese Lunar New Year. About 1.5 billion people around the world celebrate the Chinese New Year. So we have some traditions, but because there are too many people and the geographical area is very wide, so you cannot expect everyone to have the same traditions. However, we still can, you will see some of these traditions that almost apply to every household in the East Asian countries. So first, before the New Year, we will do some preparation. We need to do a big clean of the house. You have to remember that the Chinese New Year, one of the major things is to swipe out the bad luck of last year.
Yeah.
And then you want to welcome to attract the good, the new luck of the new year into your house. So that's one of the major things. So the thing we do, the food we eat, all related to some good things that we want to attract and want to keep them for the whole year. So before the new year, we have to do a big cleaning, and then we do the shopping to buy some new clothes and shoes. And also we have to prepare a lot of food for the reunion dinner of the New Year's Eve. So that's the prior. And then on the day of the New Year's Eve, we do the decorating of the house. We put on the new red couplets, and we will prepare the whole household. We will throw out the things we don't want, and then have a very cleaning house with the new decoration of the red couplets. And then on the night of the New Year's Eve, it's very important because it's a reunion dinner of all the family members. So this is a very big travel season for the East Asian countries because everyone will go back home to have the reunion dinner with their family. And you will see the whole table will have the food that have the fish, chicken, and vegetable, and some fruits like apple, orange, tangerine, pineapple, which because the pronunciation or the shape or the meaning of that food represent some good thing, good luck. So that also reflects to the major thing that we do everything to attract good luck to the household. So that's a reunion dinner. And after that, the elders will give children red envelopes with the lucky money inside. So this money, usually we avoid odd numbers because odd numbers in the East Asian culture means something that's not so good. So usually if we give the red envelope, we avoid the odd numbers. And also people will need to go to the bank to change for a new, for some new banknotes.
Yeah.
To have new bills inside the red envelope. And also older children will also give red envelopes to their parents to show the gratitude to their parents. And after the red envelope, usually in Asian countries, it's family time. Everybody probably will watch television shows together or play the mahjong board games and a little bit gambling. So sometimes people will lose their all lucky money from the red envelopes through the.
That sounds like that happened to Gavin already. Yeah. So, you know, I think one of the things, because we always, and I know we probably discussed it before, but when we talk about red envelopes, people always think it's a lot of money. I mean, but how does it actually work? Sometimes it's just a gesture, right?
Yes, it's not really a lot of money. It's just to show the kids. It's one. in the ancient Chinese, why we give the lucky money? Because we want to suppress the evil spirits. So we call that 压岁钱. 压岁钱 means to suppress the bad evils, bad evil spirits.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to give a wish to our kids. Wish them all healthy and very peaceful for the new year. Yes, and for the elderly, because we give them to show our respect, to show the gratitude. So it's just what you want to show. It's not really about the amount. So like this year, because of the pandemic, people suffer about the economy loss. So probably you will see a different amount of the money people give to their children. But it's okay. It's also a teaching of children how to use the money you got wisely. So as a parent here, usually I will say to my children, okay, this is the red envelope to you. Happy New Year. And now you save it.
Give it back to me to take to the bank.
Yes, usually when I was small, my parents took my money, say, okay, we will save for you in the bank. The same here.
So at this point, it's going to be New Year's Eve tonight.
Yes, that's right. So actually now in Taiwan, because now we are about 8 o'clock in Belize, so it's 10 o'clock in Taiwan and China. So usually now they should have their just finish their reunion dinner and probably playing the board games and watching the television shows right now. And after 2 hours, that would be the midnight of the New Year's Eve and the beginning of the New Year. And then we will set the firecrackers. So on the midnight of the between the New Year's Eve and also the New Year's Day, everybody, not everybody, but many people will set the firecrackers to scare away the bad spirits, the evil spirits, and then welcome the good luck. Okay. So yes, and then on the New Year's Day, usually the tradition is to go to the temple and to give the worship to the earth god and the spirits and also our ancestors. So this is on the New Year's Day. And after we go to the temple and do the worship, people will start to visit their friends and families, your relatives in the neighborhood, etc. But nowadays it's a little bit different because in ancient China, the agricultural society, farmers, they use these days to take a rest from the whole year's hard work. So in ancient China, we have the New Year lasts for 15 days until the Lantern Festival. But nowadays, because the modern society, usually we just take 1 week. So this week in Taiwan and China, it's the Spring Festival vacation. So it's from the New Year's Eve to the 5th day of the New Year. So people can take this as a long vacation to go travel and to visit many of their friends and families.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
and I forgot to mention, on the 5th day, it's also important because on the 5th day of the New Year, many stores will reopen
Okay.
to welcome the God of Wealth. So the stores, the shops, they will set firecrackers and sometimes have the lion dance and dragon dance to welcome, to attract the good luck to their store, to have a very good business for a whole year.
Okay.
And then on the 15th day, it's the Lantern Festival. We eat the glutinous rice balls and also the spring rolls. The glutinous rice balls represent completeness, wholesomeness, very good for fulfill because it's a round shape. And the spring rolls, you can eat that in Belize too. Many shops, they have the spring rolls. It represents the gold bars. So you eat the spring rolls, you eat some gold bars, and then you will make money this year.
Or where do we order them, huh?
Yeah, you need to eat that.
Yeah.
So after the introduction, now you have some idea of how the major tradition. Every family still has a little bit difference, but this kind of the major tradition that we have. And now I produced 2 videos for you to take a look of how Mama Chen family, they celebrate the Chinese Lunar New Year. And you will see how they do the preparation and how they celebrate it.
Okay, let's see it.
All right, let's take a look.
Right. There you have it. That's a great example of what we can expect.
Yes, because all through the words, sometimes you don't get the picture.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I cannot represent in your studio, so I think I will make a video.
I got excited looking at all that food.
Well, that's why I said I started off being absolutely honest that this is one of those segments. It really pains me to do it virtually.
Yeah.
But it's such an important time. I think it's such an opportunity for us to understand more about the culture. And I know Edward is sitting there. Edward, you're not usually this quiet.
Sorry?
Edward,
I'm sorry.
I was saying you're not usually this quiet.
Oh yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You haven't started your
So-
dumplings without us, have you?
I'm not really good at making those things, you know. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I think, and one of the things we can shift gears into is looking at the work that you do in Belmopan with your Mandarin classes. I know at one point you offered it in Belize City as well. You still see a lot more people coming in to want to learn Mandarin?
Well, actually, I'm not sure. I would say I would take advantage of this situation. So
Yeah.
because that right now everything goes online, all the courses goes online. So actually, even for the students who are interested in Mandarin, but they are not able to come to Belmopan or come to Belize City, so they can still take courses through online. So like right now, I have students from the north or from the south, or even like from like San Pedro or Kicalker. So I think that's good. That's good. It helps.
Yeah, yeah.
And well, speaking of which, you're also going to talk to us a little bit about Mandarin and maybe give a little bit of a snapshot of what you do to our viewers, right?
Yes, exactly. Today, I'm going to introduce Chinese characters. So probably I will give you introductions, a very easy introduction about Chinese language 101. Okay.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
hear
So let's
about
take
it.
a look. So the first one I would like to introduce is this. Okay, so it's pictograph. Okay, so right, you can see there are seven different pictures here.
Yeah.
So that's the earliest way we created characters. We just like a painting, drawing, we just draw it down what we see. Okay, so so sometimes my students or some people, they see the Chinese character where they are practicing how to read or write the characters, and they tell me like, oh, the character like looks like painting, like drawing. So I would say, well, you are kind of right, you know, because that's the way we created characters. So now I would like to let's take a minute, okay, to take a look at these pictures. Okay, so there are 12 pictures, and then I believe like Mrs. Chen, she mentioned that we have the 12 Chinese zodiacs. Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's take a look. Okay, so do you see any animals? Which pictures does it look like? Which animals?
The dog is the fourth to the top, moving to the right.
Okay,
Yeah?
very good. Well, not really, actually.
Okay, well, now a lot of them look
Is
like
the
dogs.
horse like the last one all the way to the right on the bottom?
Oh, actually, horse is the one on the left, the bottom.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
You can see there's a hair in the back, right? Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
that one is horse.
Snake is the top right end of the row.
Exactly, that one is snake.
Okay, I
yes.
got one.
Very good, very good.
This could be a game show. What else? Let me see. The
So, like-
mouse is
Is the one with the middle
the
kind
rat.
of?
I'm sorry, the rat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, the red is down to the top left, the left top one. Okay, the one on top and in the left one, that one is the 3 dots right next to it.
Oh,
So
okay.
actually, that one probably. Well, I'm thinking that probably because of the picture when the ancestor, when they created characters, where they saw the rat, they're eating the rice. Okay, so that's why it's the 3 dots over there.
Because you know the rats
food.
were first.
Is the
Yes.
rabbit
Yeah.
Is the rabbit the one that's like on the second from the left on the bottom because of the 2 ears? I don't know.
Well, a lot of my students are thinking this way as well, but actually that one is the sheep, the goat, because so from the picture we can also know that maybe back in the history, okay, so our ancestor, the animals they keep, okay, so it's that the horn they have
Horns,
is
yeah.
like going down, not going up.
Oh,
So that one is sheep.
Okay.
Yes. So the rabbit you mentioned is the top one, okay, on the top row, and then the number 4, okay, from the left. Okay, so you can see there's a long ear.
Oh, the one I thought was a dog.
Yeah.
Okay, but
So
next
actually-
to that is a tiger. I was gonna
Oh,
say I
okay.
see
Yeah.
the stripes of the tiger.
So here is the answer. So you can see the first one is red, and then
Yeah.
the second one is ox. Okay, so
Oh,
you can see the
okay.
horn goes up,
Up,
and
yeah.
the third one is tiger. Okay, so tiger, you see the
With
mouth,
stripes,
and then
yeah.
also the stripe, and then rabbit and dragon. So dragon, because it's an imaginary animal, so it doesn't really exist. So we just create an image, so like the shape of the body and also the face, and also like you say, you guys can tell the snake, and then the horse, the sheep, and monkey. So monkey, you can see is like a person, like a people, right? They are sitting, and then there's 2 arms over there, and then the legs over there, and then the face. And next one would be the chicken and rooster. Okay, so that one you can see there are two wings on the side and then the pig. The two lines that stands for the pigs, and also on the top that's the crown of the rooster. And then for the last two, for me, I think that one is more challenging to me actually because it looks similar.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So one thing is that the dog, the dog image, the character is that you can look carefully the tail.
The tail, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it goes
tail
up,
curves,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so probably the dog when they see their owners, they are very excited. So they are raising their tail and they're shaking their tails. So they're very excited. And then the last one would be pig.
The pig.
Okay. Yes, the pig. I noticed that it's the belly because I draw the belly a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So compare with dog's image, so we can see that.
Yeah.
So actually, because this is the earliest way we created characters, it's based on the drawing and painting. Okay. So that caused a problem actually because that. From different regions, okay, even though people they see the same animals, okay, but maybe the picture we draw it down, okay, the picture we draw down, okay, we may draw different features, okay, so like we just did the activity we just did, right? So the same image, we might come up with different answer, okay, so that causes trouble, so for people to understand. So sometimes people confuse that, okay, so what are you trying to say here? So it takes time. So that's why gradually, okay, so from time. So it goes time by time. Okay, so the governor is starting to find out. They also notice this problem. So that's why we unify the characters nowadays. We only have one character stands for that and one character stands for that, so that people wouldn't be so confusing. Yeah. So that's why the characters today. And then next one is this. Yes. So now we know. Okay. So that image, the image in the middle, that stands for the ox, right? Okay. And then the characters, the modern Mandarin, okay, the modern characters would be the one on the right, okay, so that would be the character of ox, okay. So we make it a bit simpler and also less curved, okay, so trying to make the line more straight, okay, so it's easier for people to write and also to recognize. And the next one I want to introduce is this, okay, so you can see that there are three different characters here, okay, so there are one ox. Okay, so you can see there's one ox, and the second characters, there are two ox, right? So there are two ox over there. So two ox, so in our ancestor, when they see two ox together, because we can see that the oxen, okay, the oxen always stay together, right? Okay, they're always in a group. So we come up with the meaning. So we say, oh, they always stay together. So two ox, that could be the meaning of a company. Yes, and then let's move on to the next characters. Okay, so the next character would be three ox. Okay, so there are three oxen. Okay, so you can see that three oxen. So the three oxen stands for multiple. Okay, so probably I'm thinking is that when the ancestor, when they see there's a group of ox, okay, they were running together. Okay, so they lose that there's huge and a big pile of them. Okay, so that's why the three oxen, okay, stands for the characters of running. Okay, run. Actually,
oh, okay, running.
Yeah, so you can see that.
I was guessing like you. I thought you meant like a herd or
So right now with the picture, you can get a meaning. Yes. So actually in Mandarin, we have a lot of characters that are created in this way. So like a fire. Okay, so one fire means fire, and two fire means hot, and then three fire means very hot, like this way. So that's how we create the characters as well. Okay. So then, well. In the beginning, the Mrs. Chen, she told you a sentence, right? A blessing word. It's called 新年快乐. Okay, so the next, I will also teach you another sentence is this one. 牛年吉祥. Okay, 牛年吉祥.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's take this slower.
Let's try it together.
Let's do it a little bit slower.
Yeah, so word by word. So
okay.
牛.
牛.
Very good. The second word. 年. Yes. And then the third one, 吉. And then the last one, 祥. Good. Okay, so that's two groups, chunk by chunk. So 牛年.
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 吉祥.
吉祥.
Very good. So 牛年吉祥, it means wishing the good fortune in the year of the ox. Okay, so 牛年吉祥. Very good. Yes. So now, once you know the sentence, right? And then now we also know another sentence. That's also practice. Would be 新年快乐.
新年快乐.
Yes, 新年快乐. So that'd be Happy New Year. Okay. So Since this week, right? So this week is New Year's coming, okay? Then also, like, we know that this celebration lasts 15 days long, okay?
Yeah.
So actually from today, actually you can start from today. So from today and until next week, okay? When you see Taiwanese people or Chinese people, and you can say this blessing word to them, so 牛年吉祥, or you could say 新年快乐 to us. They will be very, very happy, and then we'll also send it back to you. So you have a chance to practice as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, but I mean, it's once again, let's see. 新年快乐, which is Happy New Year. You got the other one.
Nyon Nyan Jin Chiang. Is that good?
Wow, very good, very good.
All right.
There you go.
Yes.
I'll do
I
this.
like the
谢谢.
谢谢. I like the pronunciation. Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
All right, you get an A.
So like today we mentioned the characters, right? And also the cultural thing in the back. Okay. So I would like to also introduce the the courses I have now.
Yeah.
And then the first two will be the Mandarin Bubble Lunch. Okay. All of these are the free online activities now. Okay. So like in this Mandarin Bubble Lunch, I will mention like the culture thing. I will introduce our culture. So like a New Year. So like in this week and the next week, I will introduce New Year. Okay. So people could learn more knowledge about New Year. And then also I will teach some basic Mandarin. So like how to order the food in Mandarin and how to say introduce your family and also like greetings, all of this basic daily Mandarin. And then also people, if you are interested in taking the more comprehensive Mandarin courses, then they could take the third one. So that'd be the Mandarin language and culture. So like right now I have 4 different levels. Okay, so novice, basic, and then low intermediate and intermediate level. Okay, so that people could learn, they can improve their Mandarin levels step by step. Okay. And all of this information you can find on our Facebook actually. So then I will also introduce that if people that are interested to learn more information, then they can go to find us on Facebook, which is Taiwan Techno Mission in Belize. Okay, so like every week I will post those information like a Mandarin Bubble Lunch because like, I do that weekly. Okay, so if people are interested, they can just go to the fan page and then they could find the information and they could just simply sign up and it's all free.
All right. Well, I mean, we've learned so much today. What animal are you? Do you know?
Yeah, horse. That's
you're
mine.
the horse.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's neither of our ears. I'm actually saying goodbye to my ear. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. What do you do when your year comes to an end? Tell me.
Sweeping, clean my house. That's what I'm doing. You know, because today is a New Year's Eve, so I have to capture the last moment. Okay, that moment to sweep out all of the bad luck and then get my house ready to impress the new luck.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing today.
All right. And why you?
Yes, I'd like to mention we still have one more video of the making of the glutinous rice balls. Do we still have time to play that?
That's right. Well, I think we do. We're going to close off with it so people have that recipe. Yeah. So that's what we're saving it for. But I was asking, when your year comes to an end, so I'm the rat, the year of the rat comes to an end. How do you celebrate that?
Because I know many of my Taiwanese friends, they celebrate it. They just wish the year of the rat go away soon. Coming soon because last year was very difficult for me. Yeah. So everybody just say, good go, the rat.
All right, we can agree on that one. All right. So it's been great having you guys here. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to learn more about the culture, the language, and also to set that reminder to make sure you get some lovely food and try the recipe that we are about to show. Of course, this is all a part of acknowledging how auspicious this particular time is and the symbolism that comes from it. And you know, if you tell me that eating dumplings is going to be good financial luck, then we'll eat dumplings, won't we?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't need another reason.
Right. Okay, so thank you once again.
Thank you, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for celebrating the Chinese New Year with me this year. We did many things, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm so happy that our Belizean friends open your heart, open your mind, open your eyes to accept the different cultures, to have the exploration of different cultures with us. I'm so happy about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you
Thank
to
you.
both
Thanks for having us
you
today.
and Edward Hua-Yu, and it's Xin Nyai. What I missed.
Xinyan
Kuai-Lo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap up. So stay tuned.
And we're just wrapping up our show this morning. We had lots of great conversations. Of course, we started off with our Meet the Mayoral Candidates segments, and we got to hear from two different parts of the country. Yeah. We started off with the PUP's mayoral candidate for Dangriga, so we want to say thank you to Robert Mariano for coming in this morning and discussing a bit about himself and his plans for Dangriga.
Yeah, and then we shifted things around today, of course, so we went to San Pedro after that, where we heard from the UDP mayoral candidate, Ruben Gonzalez, and what he and his plans are campaigning, what their platform is. And so to our viewers in San Pedro and Dangriga, we'll be having the UDP candidate for Dangriga and the PUP candidate joining us in as we continue our series. So we will ensure that you get to meet both your mayoral candidates, so you're best equipped to make that decision come March 3rd. So close.
Yep.
Imagine.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It seems so close to another election.
Yeah.
And of course, finally, we want to say thank you to Huayu and Edward for telling us all about Chinese New Year and sharing us a bit about the culture and traditions, and also some of the food that is traditional around this time. So, you know, we want to wish everybody a happy Chinese New Year too. I think it's Xin Yan Kuai Le. I think.
Yeah,
I hope I got that right.
That one was the one I remembered. You're supposed to remember the other one. So let's try it again. Xin Yan Kuai Le.
Oh gosh, let's see. Nian Nyan Jin Xiang, I think is what it is.
There you go, Gavin. Great teamwork there.
Right.
All right, but of course, you know, we take the opportunity with the show to always learn something new and, of course, expose us to new culture. So when you do hear the fireworks, I heard some last night, or you see some of the ribbons going up, you know what's happening, and you can be able to have a better understanding, maybe practice saying Happy New Year and do the same as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's all the time we have for today. So if you want to contact us, send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. You can also drop me a line at marleni_oye@channel5belize.com.
You can find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OIE Belize.
And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
Start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your heart open.
We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.